Hey y'all, I'm Decon, brand ambassador for Honeycrates, and today we're going to get into the nitty-gritty of the Beehive Lightbox.
The Beehive from Honeycrates.
From the outside, the Beehive is pretty unassuming, so we're going to take a look at these old bones and see exactly how one of these goes together. There's multiple different ways you can configure your Beehive. We're going to start with the simplest, the lightest weight, and the most accessible, the gravity configuration. I've gone ahead and laid out the bare essentials that you need to build the Beehive box. So we have the Beehive panel itself. We have some 8x8 Cine cloth, which comes included in the Beehive kit. We also have two 8x8 frames. Of course, you just need to match whatever size frame with whatever size Beehive you have. We have 1x1 square stock frames, which is pretty standard, but if you want to use speed rail, all the steps are basically exactly the same. So we have a bi-color SourceMaker blanket light as our source. Thank you to SourceMaker for supplying us with this for the video. Then we have a few optional accessories that do come with the kit, and you're going to definitely find yourself using them a lot. This is a 50-degree 8x8 honey crate. Then we have four solid skirts, and we have the bee top. This covers up the back or the top of the Beehive and basically eliminates all spill from your lights. We're going to start with construction by just building one of our overhead frames. You can slide the ears right off because we're not going to use that in this build. We got a pretty easy rigging situation because we can just clip our frame right up to our overhead rig in this big piece of truss. We're not going to get into the rigging on this video. That's such a deep subject all on its own that we just don't have time for it, but I promise we will make some sort of rigging video sometime in the future. Up next, we can go ahead and actually tie on the Beehive panel itself. Now, depending on the kit that you're using, you might have multiple panels. In our case, with the 8x8, we have one continuous panel that wraps all the way around. You're gonna wanna take note of the ends of your panel. There's gonna be one side that has Velcro on the white side and one that has Velcro on the black side. You're gonna wanna take that black side and flush that right up with one of the corners of your frame. Then we found that the best way to keep the Beehive panel pearly white and clean off the floor is to have one person hold the excess of it and unravel it while the other person goes ahead and ties the four corners. Then you can go ahead and fill in and tie the rest of the ties. Also, bonus points for using an opera knot when tying on the top so that you don't see any of that silver on the square stock. Because come on, we want this to be nice and neat and tidy and beautiful. Now we can go ahead and bring in our second 8x frame and tie that to the Beehive panel. We found that the easiest way to do that is just to tie two corners and then go ahead and tilt it up to tie the other two corners. This will hold it in place while you do the rest of the ties. So now we can see that there is nothing connecting the two frames except for the fabric. This is exactly what defines the gravity configuration and also is what makes it so damn beautiful and elegant and I don't know, kind of genius if I do say so myself. So all we have to do is add our Cine cloth and this will be ready to work. There we go, that's our beautiful overhead light box. And honestly, in most applications, we'd be done here, but I do want to sweeten the deal just a little bit more and get rid of some of this spill. And of course, the easiest way to do that is using our 50-degree honey crate. So we're going to add that. But we're not just going to stop there. We're also going to do all four of the skirts, and that's really simple thanks to the integrated Velcro strapping. Adjusting the height of the skirts is also super simple thanks to these vertical Velcro strips.
Okay, right in the middle there.
Ah, there we go. Now that is what I am talking about. That is some suppressed spill if I have ever seen some. Well, of course the DP is going to take one look at this and say, no, I like it. Maybe could I see it tilted a bit? Maybe turn it into like a far side key, something like that. Yeah, for sure. Things can get a little bit funky when tilting with the gravity configuration because it's meant to just be an overhead, so we should probably move to the rigid configuration. This build is almost identical to the last, but we're just going to swap out those standard corners for three-way corners, add 2-foot uprights that's going to connect both the frames together nice and rigid. Now it is worth mentioning that if you buy a kit from Honeycrates, one of the Beehives, an 8x8 and smaller are going to have the 2-foot depth and the 2-foot uprights, 12x12 and larger are going to have 4-foot depth and of course the 4-foot uprights. Now you can get any depth that you desire, but you just got to call Honeycrates for a custom order and they'll be happy to help you out. Boom! That is a tilted overhead. What do you think? It's really playing more as a hair light. I'm not sure if I like that. Maybe we can try wrapping it camera left a bit and, oh, could we change the color? Maybe red or, no, cyan would be really good. Not a problem. Actually, it's not a problem at all because we can throw this bad boy on some rolling stands and roll it wherever we need it using the Cine Candy honey sticks. The honey sticks were specifically designed to be able to use with any size beehive, and really you can put any depth light box between two rolling stands. You can put that light box wherever you need it on set. Oh, also what we could do to get some color is lose our Source Maker blanket light because of course it's only bicolor. And we can swap it out with a couple Aperture P300Cs, which were graciously given to us from Wavelength Lighting here in Atlanta to shoot this video. If it has to do with LEDs, rental or sales, Wavelength is your place. Thanks again to Wavelength for giving us a couple lights to shoot this video. Construction of the Beehive with honey sticks is almost identical to the rigid configuration with the added step of just sliding on the honey sticks brackets themselves. Balance between the two stands is important for ease of tilting, much like a light on a yoke. The Novas only weigh a modest 23 pounds each. And that added weight on the back of the Beehive means a quarter of the distance from the top of the box seems about right. When setting this distance, you need to reference the top of the T-slot. This is where your whole box will pivot. The closer you can get this pivot point to the center of gravity of the fully built box, the safer it's going to be. The further out of alignment this axis is, the more unbalanced and unwieldy the box will be. I know this sounds daunting, but I promise that with a little bit of practice, a little bit of trial and error, you'll be enjoying a perfectly balanced Beehive in no time. So now that we've made our best guess on where we think our balance is going to be, we can go ahead and mount it on the stands. Now that we got the box up in the air, we can go ahead and add our Novas. Luckily, the honey sticks come integrated with these 1¼ inch speed rail fittings, so it gives us two parallel pieces of pipe. That's a dang good place to hang some lights, if you ask me. Again, we'll add the Beehive panels, but actually this time we're going to add the B-top. The B-top is specifically designed to kill all light spill from the back or the top of the box. Now, of course, in a pinch, you could maybe use an ultra bounce or something, but the B-top is specifically designed to nicely hug the top of your Beehive, and it also has these really cool cutouts for the honey sticks. We'll just go ahead and add the diffusion, Honeycrate, and enjoy this absolute freedom and mobility. And there you go, folks. That has been the 3 ways you can configure your Beehive light box. Now, of course, I know every job is different and I don't know, these scenarios aren't gonna fit for everybody. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to Honeycrates directly on Instagram message or send them an email or give them a phone call at the shop. They will be happy to help you with whatever questions you have. And I don't know, heck, send me a message on Instagram. I'm always happy to chat with other folks about what they're doing and stuff like that. The Cine Candy honey sticks, feel free to reach out to those folks on Instagram, on their website, whatever it may be. I do want to mention that the honey sticks are in a limited beta release. They won't be fully out until I believe end of Q1 2021. So that's been it. I had a fun time hanging with you all, and we'll see you on the next one.